It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. It's Conway Show. Mark Thompson is here.
Come on.
I guess Topanga Canyon got really worked with the mud.
Yeah, it looks like some of those, it's impassable in some places.
Yeah. Or as they say on TV, Highway 27.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Some lady called it Highway 27. I've been here a long time. Never heard that before in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Highway 27. Shut down. We don't normally have such radically sad stories to deliver here, but this one is bad. This one is really bad. This happened in Dana Point, where this 13-year-old kid was standing on one of those islands, you know, where there's a right-hand turn lane and you can funnel people to the right. And then there's a little triangle between that lane and the highway. And the kids stand on that little island like they should be. And then they're waiting for the crosswalk, the cross signal, and then they're going to cross another street. And this kid was standing on that island. He got hit by a truck and he got killed. Here's the story. And then there's got to be a movement in Dana Point to stop this from ever happening again. This is it is the worst thing by a billion light years that could happen to a parent, where they send their kid off to school and that kid doesn't come home. It's the worst. And it happened in Dana Point, one of the most beautiful areas in the world. People down there have money. The city has money, and they could stop this.
With some kind of barrier, you're saying?
Yeah, those bollards. They could put those,
sure.
You know, I mean, they have those up around, you know, Dodger Stadium or the Forum or SoFi or, you know, all the federal buildings have them around. Why aren't we protecting these kids and people who are standing on these islands? There's one of those islands in Burbank, and I've been standing on it before, and I keep my head on a swivel. I'm constantly looking around because you're standing right in the middle of a street.
Sure. And
this poor kid got wiped out and got killed. And then the guy drove off. 59-year-old guy, they've not identified him yet, drove off. And they arrested him 3 or 4 miles away from where the incident happened.
Lord, your heart has to just break for that young man's family, 13 years old, on his way to school, and he doesn't make it. Instead, he's killed. Detectives wrapping up their investigation here at the scene of that tragedy, and just beyond that patrol vehicle you see right there, that is the young man's backpack. That's pretty much the area where he was killed. Just a horrific tragedy. Here's more on this tragedy.
His backpack and his van shoes, you know, his slip-ons were still sitting there. And it's, again, it's unimaginable, the loss. This family will never be the same. It's happened right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, in the middle of a school year. Not only are the parents devastated, and that family dynamic will never be the same, but all the kids that knew this 13-year-old, their lives will change forever too.
Yeah.
You know, when you're 13 and you have a friend that dies, you immediately become an adult. You know, you have all of a sudden you're dealing with adult situations, adult emotions, and it takes away your childhood. And I guess this guy was buzzed or drunk, allegedly. Who hit this kid.
The 13-year-old's backpack on the ground near the scene where investigators say a vehicle jumped the curb, slamming into the teenager this morning, killing him. Detectives say the young man was waiting for the light to change, stopping traffic so he could cross the intersection on his way to school this morning. The tragic accident happening at the intersection of Park Lantern and Dana Point Harbor Drive around 8 this morning. The driver hitting and killing the child suspected of DUI. Investigators say the driver did not stop to render aid and call for help. Instead, fled the scene.
As you can see, it jumped the curb right there. The 13-year-old boy was standing on the curb waiting for the light.
He was doing everything he was supposed to do.
Right.
He was waking up in the morning, going to school, standing on that island, waiting for the signal, not crossing against the signal. Everything he was told to do in life, he was doing right.
It jumped the curb, went over the center median there, then corrected back onto the road and continued down towards Pacific Coast Highway.
Horrified witnesses helping detectives identify the vehicle and locate it.
It was located about 2 to 3 miles from here. Thanks to some witnesses and whatnot, we were able to find them, and he was detained. Unfortunately, the 13-year-old male was pronounced deceased at the hospital, and the suspect was taken into custody on suspicion of driving under the influence and some other charges that are going to be related to the incident.
The 59-year-old suspect not only facing DUI charges, but also felony hit-and-run charges.
So what we know is that the 13-year-old boy was walking to school with his older brother at the time.
Oh, my God. His older brother had to witness this.
And the older brother is okay?
The older brother is okay.
Again, that suspect remains in custody, 59 years old, facing multiple charges, including DUI and felony hit-and-run. As for the family of that 13-year-old precious boy, our hearts and prayers are with you.
It was DUI at 9 a.m.? What time? When did this happen?
Yeah, I think it was coming from the beach, I think it was, well, obviously, I think it was earlier than that because this kid was on the way to school. So it's probably 7:30
Oh, my God.
or 8.
Our hearts and prayers are with you. Live in Dana Point, Leo Stallworth, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. There are no words.
That's horrible. It's the worst. But Dana Point now has got to take this tragedy and do something about it.
Yeah, it was 8:20 this morning.
8:20.
Yeah.
Okay. They've got to put up these ballards. They have the money. I don't care what it looks like. The aesthetics don't mean anything to me. If you ask those kids and people to be on those little tiny, triangle islands while they're crossing very busy intersections, then you've got to pay for those posts that are made out of steel and cement. These pylons, they call them bollars, B-O-L-L-A-R-S. And you've got to put these up in honor of this kid's, in the name of this kid. And the people in Dana Point, you have got to be on top of this. You can't let this kid, you can't let another child die in Dana Point because there were no ballards and no protection on these tiny islands. You have got to get and organize a group. I'll help you out. If you want to come on the station, we'll knock it out and we'll get enough people up and pissed and make the change. But at least in Dana Point, you can't do it all over California. But I know Dana Point, my wife used to live down there. They've got plenty of money for this. And now just the people in Dana Point have to get together and demand that those ballards be put up there and protect these kids. And that's probably going to happen. It's an unbelievable, horrible timing, any time to lose a kid. But right before the holidays is unimaginable pain with what this family's going through. Unbelievable. You could never imagine the heartache and the pain unless you've gone through this. You couldn't even get close. This family, God bless them. It's Conway and Thompson.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Conway Show. Mark Thompson is here. Woohoo! Our next segment, we're going to tell people what the perfect gun is to protect your house. There's a lot of crime in L.A., and some people want to take protection to another level. And I get that. I was listening to a career criminal on the Stern Show. This must have been 30 years ago. And he said, if you fly in America, he's a criminal. He's been in and out of prison for 30 years. Robbing homes. That's what he does. Right? That's the path
That
he
seems
took.
like a fine career.
Yeah, that's the path he took.
Yeah.
So he said to Howard Stern, he said, there's an unwritten rule and a sort of unwritten law amongst thieves that's a common thread that if there's an American flag flying on the outside of the house, there's at least one gun on the inside of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And some people fly the flag just because they're patriotic. Some people fly an American flag to tell people that, yes, there's a gun in this house, and if you come in, I'm going to kill you.
I see.
So I told that to my dad, and my dad went out and he bought the flag that they used on opening day at Dodger Stadium on the field. It was 100 feet by 300 feet, and he draped it over the house. So
I've never seen a bigger flag flying over any building. And I'm from Washington, D.C. There are flags over everything.
Yeah.
I've never seen a bigger flag than the one you fly over your home.
That's right.
It's bigger than the house. It's like, I get it, dude. I get it.
It's I'm Camper World or whatever that place is called. But you do have to protect your house. You know, you can't wait sometimes for the cops to get there.
Right.
And the cops sometimes take a long time to get there. In Burbank, they're pretty good about it. You know, in Burbank, the dispatch, when they dispatch a cop and they're the police and they go code 3, which is lights and sirens, if they don't get to the incident in 3 minutes, the chief wants to talk to him the next day and find out why that happened. 3 minutes. Or it's 2 minutes, I think. I think it's 2 minutes.
Jeez.
But here's a great example of Burbank. And I've been talking about how great Burbank is for a long time. And this happened about 3 years ago. I live on an alley in Burbank, and I heard some guy breaking into an office that I could see from my bedroom window. I could see him breaking in.
Glass break or something?
No, it was kicking a door in.
I see.
A back door in. And the idiot, because I know that building, if he did break that door open, he would have only gotten to the hot water heater.
I see.
The only thing in that little closet that he was kicking in was a hot water heater. And it wasn't even a new one. It was an old tank. It was like a 50-gallon old, 14-year-old water heater. And what I should have done is yelled at him and said, hey, stop. What are you doing? But I don't want to put myself. All of a sudden, he turns around and he comes to me.
Oh, yeah.
There's an altercation, a confrontation. I didn't need that. So I called the cops.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you whipped her gun out or something.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
That's good.
But I called the cops, and I didn't even call the emergency line because I didn't think it was an emergency. I called the non-emergency line. And I said, hey, there's some guy breaking. I live on such and such street. I'm on the alley, and I see a guy. He's breaking into the office. And she goes, hold on 1 sec. I said, okay, well, here we go. I was on hold for probably 20 seconds, and she never came back on the phone. And a cop showed up and arrested the guy.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not effing kidding you. He must have been either somebody had called before me, which the cop said that didn't happen, or he's at Starbucks. Wait a minute.
What is that?
Somebody got a wish.
No. It's my bookie.
Angel got their wings.
Yeah, let me hold on 1 sec. Hello.
Hello, Tim.
Yeah, I'll see you at 7:30. Chevron.
Again, it's 7,300.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay. I got to stop gambling. So the cops show up, literally 20 seconds later, arrest the guy and move on.
That's wild. Really
20
wild.
seconds.
Yeah.
They had to have been within 900 feet of the place.
I mean, I got to tell you also, for all the dumping and all the issues that L.A. has, the cops show up pretty fast in L.A. also because we've called, Courtney loves that 911.
Is that right?
Yeah. I told you.
You mean the TV show?
Yeah. She enjoys being, I tell her, don't call them too often because it's, they have a lot of stuff
crying
to deal
wolf.
with. It's a big, and she'll say, there's a white van that's been parked in front of our house for 45 minutes with the engine running. Honey, you can't call 911. What are you going to tell them? What are you going to tell them? There's a van parked in front of my house. Like, what am I supposed to roll a black and white to that? No.
Great.
So, but we're kind of, she's got a hair trigger, but the couple of times when it has happened, it's twice it has happened where we needed a man. They showed up fast. I was very impressed.
Yeah, no, LAPD, we used to live in Tarzana, and they showed up pretty quickly. There was, my wife and daughter and I were in the backyard, and I heard screaming coming from a couple homes down there I've never heard before in my life. I mean, it was just like blood curdling. It's just like, oh my God, somebody's getting killed. That's the kind of screaming I hear. So I call the cops. They show up a couple minutes later, and they see a blood trail. They see a blood trail that goes from the guy's house to the street, and then it's gone. And what happened was a guy tried to break into the house that was 2 houses down, and the German Shepherd bit his balls, the suspect, and wouldn't let him go and bit him off. And this guy left the house, got in the car, the getaway car, and split, minus 2 testicles.
Wow.
The dog still had him.
Wow.
How about that night?
That's a...
How about, honey, hey, where were you tonight? You're not going to believe this. Not only are we not having kids anymore, but I got to get to the ER.
Wow.
This dog has my balls.
What did the dog do with them?
I think he just sort of left them on the front porch or
I
the
see.
back
So
porch.
they were, well, no,
Just open his mouth.
Bury
they can be
'em.
reattached.
Drop him
If
down.
that's true. They can be reattached.
Can they be reattached?
I think they can be.
Has that happened to you?
I know.
Did he drop him in separate places?
Under what circumstances would that have happened?
I don't know. You sound very
Like that.
familiar with how
I
that
think
happened.
that I just know medical science. I think they would likely be able to reattach.
Really? But how
But
long?
I'm not Roy Horn. I didn't get attacked by a a wild animal.
But you'd have to have a really clean bite from the German Shepherd.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you can't.
I'm not suggesting there wouldn't be some heavy lifting.
And-
but
and
And
you-
reattached and functioning are 2 different things.
And what do you tell the guy at the emergency room so you don't get arrested?
How did this? Oh, you're saying how did this happen?
Yeah.
My dog attacked me, or blah blah.
Oh,
blah.
my dog. That's a good one.
Yeah, you'd come up with.
Yeah.
I think the excuse would be the smallest part of your challenges.
Yeah, my dog attacked me and it has my balls. Oh, where are they? They're about 5 miles from here.
I have one in one pocket.
In a street I've never been on
That's
before.
right. Can you give me your address on that street, and we can look at them?
But that was that guy's night. He'll remember that forever.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a real. And I heard the scream. I heard the screaming of the guy.
I think a dog, by the way, is a pretty good defense. Like you're talking about a gun.
Oh, yeah.
I think a
dog.
dog is a really great defense.
In that case, it was the perfect defense.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
got his testicles.
Sometimes just the bark is enough to threaten.
Oh yeah. No, the bark is
just the fear of having your testicles bitten off.
right. In this
is
case,
enough.
the guy when they say the bark is worse than the bite, that doesn't apply here.
No, you're right. I
Yeah.
think
Not
in
at
this
all.
case the bite was worse.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to an LAPD gun specialist, talk about what you may need around the house and what you could buy a loved one for the holidays.
Oh, cool.
If you want to, lay a gun on I don't know if people do that. Do people do that?
I don't
Buy a gun for a friend?
Maybe in some families, but I don't know.
Not in yours?
Yeah, not in mine. No.
All right, we're live. It's Conway.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
It is the Conway Show. Mark Thompson is with us, and my buddy from LAPD, Jason Jacobson, is with us. Nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
This is I got a ton of questions about guns. You train LAPD to shoot guns,
I do.
and how long have you been doing that?
Since around 2007.
Are you the best shot on the force?
No, I'm not the best.
Are you top 10?
Perhaps. I don't know.
That's a big deal. That's a big brag being top 10. You're better than most guys.
Better than the average,
Right.
I would say.
I got a ton of questions for you. How often should a gun owner, a guy who lives in Southern California, maybe a gal who owns a gun, and they want to stay fresh, how often should a gun owner typically go to the range and fire off some rounds?
So legitimately, a lot of people might go through a box of 50 rounds a year. That's not quite enough to make.
Really? That's not
Yes.
enough, huh?
No. So you think about it, we've all ridden a bike as a kid. We could hop on a bike today and ride it.
Sure.
It's not the same thing with the firearms. You're going to lose that edge.
Really?
Yeah. We train a certain way because we're not predisposed to something blowing up in our hand and not reacting adversely to it.
Right.
And when we don't stay on top of that, when we go to shoot, if it's been 6 months, you're going to notice that your rounds are significantly not where you want them to be.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I also heard this, and you can confirm whether it's true or not, that the one thing that people do when they go to the range, they all wear headphones, and then when they shoot in the house or anywhere and they hear without headphones, it flips them out how loud those guns are.
Honestly, I've had the occasion to be in an officer-involved shooting, and you don't notice it at the time.
Oh, really? Because of the adrenaline?
Probably, but there's also what we call auditory exclusion.
Oh,
So-
I see. Right.
You'll be so focused on the task at hand, you don't really register that these loud gunshots are going on.
Wow.
Now, you're still impacting your hearing.
Sure. Yeah.
And
what is the best gun for somebody that's just starting out? You know, a guy doesn't want to go buy a bazooka.
just for general shooting or target practice?
Yeah. Or just protecting the house.
Okay, so
AR-57
Nah.
or AR-5, AR-15
again, I think we talked about this last time.
with 900 in the clip.
A straight up 12
For the
gauge
magazine?
shotgun is best for the house.
Wait, what's the best for the house?
The 12 gauge shotgun.
12 gauge shotgun. All right.
Okay, it's not one of these things where it's going to cost you a bunch and it's going to be easier to handle.
And just the clicking of it will send people running.
Yep. You rack that action, and that's going to send a clear message. Like Mark was talking, the dog barking. You get the dog barking, and you hear a shotgun rack.
Yeah.
If they want to stick around, it's probably a bad decision.
Is it your experience where if there's a gun, if there's a flag flying outside the house, there's usually a gun on the inside?
I've heard that. That's the case in my house and a lot of my friends' houses. But
Okay, so
I don't necessarily
so there's
know.
evidence right there. That's evidence enough. You're donating something to Katarina's Club, and he didn't even ask you to do that. You did it on your own. That was very kind of you. It's 3 hours of training with you.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you can train somebody how to shoot a gun in 3 hours?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. And they bring their own?
They can bring their own if they've got one, or if they don't, they're not going to be pressured to go buy a gun all of a sudden. They can come out. I'll provide a weapon. I'll figure out what they might want to use.
That's very nice of you to do
I've
that.
got plenty.
That's very nice of you to do that. And also, you are going to Washington, D.C. You're raising some money to get to Washington, D.C. What happened? You had lost your partner?
Yep. Years ago, my partner died in a training accident.
Oh, no.
Very, very tragic. And he absolutely loved doing what he was doing at that time. That particular part of that school he was doing, it was his favorite thing. And unfortunately, we lost him. But
How long had he been your partner?
Only about 6-7 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but a great kid. A little younger than me, but one of these guys that's always in a great mood.
Oh, that's great.
Just walks in with a smile, and you could be in a bad mood, and he walks in, and now you're not in a bad mood.
That's the kind of guy LAPD wants.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great guy.
Yeah.
So you're raising money on GoFundMe for this. How do people find that? And you're going back to a bicycle ride or motorcycle ride?
Yeah, so it's called the Police Unity Tour. So every year, it starts out in New Jersey. Now, this started back in 1977 from Florham Park, New Jersey. A couple of coppers got together. They got 18 people together, and they rode bicycles from Jersey to D.C. in a 4-day stretch.
Wow.
And they ended up, doing some raising money to do so. And now that's led to current day where there's about 3,000 people as part of this.
Is that right? 3,000 people?
Yeah. And
When does it take place?
It's going to be on May 8th to the 14th.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a 4-day ride into D.C. Very cool. And then the memorial wall, which they take care of and add on to, unfortunately, because we have over 24,000 names on that wall.
On that wall. Men and women dying in line of duty.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, that's extraordinary.
I didn't believe that. I can't believe that number is that high. All right. How do people find the GoFundMe so they can help you get back to D.C.?
They don't make it easy. I have a link, and it's the GoFund.me/B as in boy 23 D as in David.
All right. We'll put it up on social media.
Okay, that'll be easier.
Yeah. But we'll put it on social media and people can find that. Yeah. They don't make it easy to find.
No.
Literally, my brother started a GoFundMe, I don't know, it was 4 or 5 years ago for a friend of his. And I called him 8 times. I'm like, I can't effing find this thing.
Yeah.
And it's my brother. Can't find it. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to put it up on social media.
I appreciate that.
All right, Jason, thanks for coming by, man.
Thank you, Tim.
And this is such a kind gift,
My pleasure. It's a great cause, and I hope you have raise a lot of money on Friday.
And this will get me out of having to do anything like meet anybody. So I'm going to jump onto this gift.
You got it.
Tim's always thinking ahead.
This is donated from us.
Absolutely.
But you're going to be doing most of the talking.
Oh yeah.
And the appearing.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll be at home. All right, this gift, it's 3 hours of training, valid for up to 3 hours of firearms training at an LAPD handgun, rifle, and shotgun instructor with over 20 years of firearm experience. So we'll put this up on the. I'll give this to Michelle Cube and put it up there. Really appreciate it, man.
That's
You got
right.
it.
All right, and stay safe out there, bub.
I will. Thank you.
All right,
much.
Jason Jacobson. Thank you, man. All right, it's Conway Show. Thompson's here.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Conway Show. Mark Thompson's here. I asked Jason Jacobson to stay for another segment to talk about this rain. He's with LAPD. How long have you been with the Los Angeles Police Department?
Since 2001.
And you are on a motorcycle?
I am.
Is that a Harley, a Kawasaki? What do you drive?
A BMW.
BMW. Wow.
Oh, look at you.
Is that given to you, or do you have to buy it?
No, it's issued to us, but we do have to buy a bike in order to practice to get through the school in the first place.
Is that right?
Oh, that's interesting.
You have to buy a similar bike.
You do.
And off an ex-cop
Yeah, most that's how it usually goes.
who stings you?
In my case, yeah.
It's the gift that keeps on taking. Yeah. So
all right.
when it rains,
Yeah, let's talk about that.
what do you do? Because you can't be on the bike then.
No, so we have it's called a code B. So I'll drive my car to and they have certain stations set aside for us. Okay, you're going to go to this station, you can get a car. You're going to go to this station, get a car. In my case, I go to Van Nuys Division. I grab one of their cars.
They have extra cars?
Yeah, we can't all show up at one station because now you're going to be
Right.
depleted. So
Is it
that's what
valet? They pull it up for you?
No, not at all.
Here's your car, Mr. Jacobson.
But yeah, we just do that, and then we'll handle traffic accidents. Of course, with the rain, people don't know how to drive in the rain, and so there's a lot more accidents. And
What's your patrol area?
the entire San Fernando Valley got 7 patrol divisions.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
I remember when the Valley was one division.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, it was just one. You know, and 213 was the area code for the whole city.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But Mark had a great point. When it rains, you guys must be, you must have 8, 9, 10 calls waiting for you the whole time.
It's a lot, yeah, because there's just a lot more accidents, as you can imagine, and they pile up. And a lot of those calls do fall onto patrol just because we don't have enough people on a regular day
Right.
in every traffic bureau we have. So a lot of it falls to patrol. Of course, we have to take care of the ones that the officers are involved with, or if there's a fatality collision, we have to handle those.
Yeah, I often hear that on the police scanner, TC not involved. Is that the term they use?
Yeah, that'd be a case. So you're driving down and you come across a wreck, or you see a wreck happen. You're going to put yourself, show me on a TC not involved. They're just letting them know that the officer's not involved in the collision.
Oh, I see. How many collisions do they give you where it's your fault before they tell you you got a desk job?
There's a whole point system, and short answer is I don't know, but you don't want to get too many.
Has that happened?
Yeah. I knew one guy that would not drive a department vehicle for the life of him. He'd be like, "Hey, you want to go to lunch?" Okay, sure. He's like, "Are you driving?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because if he got one more collision, he'd have lost his job.
I did a ride along in Central, downtown LA, and there was a woman who was the lieutenant, and she was driving me around all night, and I wanted to see some action. So I picked a Saturday night in the summer, and a buddy of mine who's with LAPD said 8 to 10 p.m. on a Saturday night in the summer is the show. And so I get down there at 6:30. She goes through the entire thing of, what you should do in case we get an accident, or how to unlock the shotgun in case she gets hit. And I'm like, what? I'm just here to drive. I don't know we're joining the force. And we get in the car at 7 o'clock, and we go till 10. It was going to be 7 to 10. Not a call. And she said, in the history of LAPD, it's never happened before. There was not a single call in all of downtown on a Saturday between 7 and 10 p.m.
Wow.
Nothing. All I saw was we'd drive by and homeless people would be throwing feces at us.
I'm just the opposite.
Fun job.
I did a ride along in Hollywood, LAPD, and I chose Hollywood because I thought there'd be maybe a little bit more going on. And I'm the opposite of Tim. I'm like, gosh, I hope nothing happens tonight. I hope nothing. He says, maybe we should go down to a place where I got more action. I feel better. You're not getting action. This is just enough action for me talking to you guys. Really.
I got, they were nice enough. I don't know if they still do this, but with the air unit, I knew a buddy who worked at LAPD air unit. He says, hey, you want to come down and fly with us one night? I said, oh, I'd love to. So he says, we got room for 2. And I asked my brother, Jake, if he wanted to do it. He goes, oh, man, I'd love to. He drove up from San Diego. And I said, we'll meet there at 4:00. And he said, well, I'm going to go to Denny's first. And I said, buddy, I wouldn't go to Denny's first. And he said, what do you mean? I go, if they get caught in a tight spiral, you'll lose it. So he loads up on the, Grand Slam, build your own, hams from Miami, all that crap that he ate, a stack of pancakes that looked like the Eiffel Tower. And they fly with him. He goes first. There was too much weight for us to both go. And he goes first. He has a little tiny, like a Ziploc bag in case he throws up. I gave him a garbage bag, a 30-gallon bag, and he came back with it almost full.
Oh, my God.
They got into a tight spiral over a shooting, and they were in a tight spin for 45 minutes. That's like being on a roller coaster in the pressure part of the roller coaster for 45 minutes. He came back pale as hell.
At least you knew to warn him. At least you outfitted him.
Jason, very kind of you to give the 3 hours of training. We'll put that up on our page and auction that off. But I bet that goes for $100,000.
I don't think it's that much, no. But
maybe a couple $100 at least.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and everything. And you said it. That's a great. It's a great charity. We got to take a break. Oh, when we come back, Jay Leno's going to be on with us. The what?
And go to Jay, sir.
Yeah, but we got to take a break. How are we going to? Oh, Jay, how you, bub?
Good. How much that officer need?
Well, you want to buy it?
No, how much do you need? How much you trying to raise for the tour?
Oh, for the tour. How much you trying to raise for the tour?
So all the bicyclists and the motors like myself, everybody involved, they all have to come up with $2,350.
$2,350.
I'll double it. Make it $5,000 and we got a deal.
Wow!
Jay Leno, thank you so much, sir.
Leno. Wow!
And here's the beauty: anything over, it all goes to the Memorial Foundation.
No.
Thank you so much.
$2,300 for Jason. $2,300 for me.
No.
Jay, hold on 1 sec. That's a beautiful offer. Hold on 1 sec.
That really
we
is
put Jay
sweet.
on hold. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's pretty
the
great.
power of this program.
Leno.
Amazing.
And Jay Leno.
Leno steps up.
Jay Leno just offered and gave you $5,000 to go on your trip. That is great, man. What a sweet man. This is great. All right, can you stay with us? I want to talk about this for the next hour.
Sure.
What a sweet gentleman. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.